Hello guys, and welcome back to another Scenario Sunday on the Force 9's YouTube channel, where I'm going to take a scenario in Football Manager that will happen or you'd like to see happen and see what happens hypothetically if that were to take place using Football Manager 2015. Today we're looking at a scenario that has already been confirmed for this summer, and that is the movement of Danilo to Real Madrid. The current Porto right back has moved. I don't want job centre, shortlist. He has moved to Real Madrid. That will go ahead in the summer, but he has agreed a deal. It's 31 million euros, which is about 23 million pounds, and it looks to be a good signing for Real Madrid. No, but it's not Spanish. Some people have said Real Madrid, they're not really going for homegrown players as much anymore. Some of them are, but a lot of foreign players coming in, young players as well. A lot of Real Madrid's current squad. If we just have a look at their first team squad, no Odegaard in it because he's in with the under-19s. But look at all these players that they've been signing. Carvajal, 22, Jimmy Rodriguez, 23, Iriel Mendes, 24, Kroos, 24, Bell, 24. Look at these players signed with a club very young, which is a thing. And they're also, they're after someone else to get before the summer as well. A player called Gaia from Valencia plays on the left. He's another one that's been targeted by Real Madrid. And so he's moved to the right. So now on the right as well, they've got this guy here, Carvajal, who's he's playing first team at the moment, but his position will be under scrutiny. And where is Arbeloa? Here he is. Arbeloa, he's probably going to be forced out of the squad. And he's been linked with a return to the Premier League. If he comes back to Liverpool, I'll welcome him back with open arms, if that means that Glenn Johnson's going away. Actually, I think Glenn Johnson's been targeted by Barcelona, strangely, which is a bit of an odd one. But yeah, looking at Danilo, looks to be a very good acquisition for Real Madrid. Very not dissimilar to Dani Alves, a fellow Brazilian fullback. Certainly has the same qualities as Alves. He likes to move forwards. He can also play in the middle as well, which is good. It says here he's unconvincing in the middle, but I think he has played there in the past for Porto. A good one. Porto, that's another player sold for them. They've sold a lot of players on profit. And I actually looked this up, and since winning the Champions League in 2004, since they sold, I think it was Paulo Ferreira to Chelsea, their player sales have amounted to just under £440 million. And that includes people like, you've got Paulo Ferreira and Deco who went to Chelsea. James Rodriguez came from Porto. Falcao came from Porto. Pepe. So many players that Porto have sold on profit. And they're still doing very, very well themselves, of course. But yeah, about Danilo. So physically, he looks great physically. Stamina's good. He's a fit player. He's got strength as well. So going up the wings, he is strong going up the right. Got the stamina. Work rate, fantastic. Excellent off the ball. Determined player. Good concentration. Long shots as well, that's a good thing to have sometimes. So technically he's okay, but on the physical side, he's great. So the perfect fullback, I think. So what we're going to do is I've got all the Real Madrid players in the shortlist and Porto players as well, but I don't think we really need them. We're going to look at Real Madrid and see how they get on. Well, predominantly how Danilo gets on at his new club. Of course, this is July 2014 because we can't replicate what's happened so far this season. I say that each time, but there is of course the January update, so people like Odegaard are already at the club. So we'll see how Danilo does in his first season. So I'm going to skip ahead to the end of the first season and see how things go. So I'll speak to you very shortly, and we'll see what's happened. Okay, guys, the first season is over. The Champions League final's just been played, and Real Madrid won it. So Real Madrid won the Champions League for the second year in a row. I think it's the first time that's happened since they've changed it into the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not quite sure. Barcelona were looking for a new boss. I wonder why that is. Have they sacked their manager, or is he left of his own accord? Luis Enrique has been sacked after just under a year. But let's see if we can find out how Real Madrid did. Oh, here we are. Okay. We made it there. Real Madrid won the league by 2 points. 86 points they finished on. Atletico Madrid finished second with 84. Barcelona 10 points behind the champions on 76. So let's go to their fixtures and results and see how they did. So pre-season they had a pretty dreadful time of it, actually, losing to Bayern Munich, Fortuna Cologne, Hoffenheim, and then beating Wolfsburg in like a tour of Germany there. Played a friendly against AC Milan at home and lost 3-0. Lost the Super Cup to Sevilla. Iago Aspas scored a goal there. De La Fea getting the other one. The Supercopa final, which is like their Community Shield. Atletico Madrid won that on away goals, it seems. 2-0 victory at home in the first leg, but lost 3-1 in the second leg. Oh no, I think that means Real Madrid win it on away goals. I think that's what that means. It's strange that they have theirs in 2 legs. So then looking at the league, let's just change all these out for this. So we'll do that. Here we go. So La Liga. So the first 5 were unbeaten. The first defeat came away against Villarreal, and then another 3 unbeaten, and then losing away to Granada. They beat 1-0 Clásico at home, 2-0. Their next defeat came against Valencia away, so they've done actually really well. Away draw against Atletico, an away draw against Elche, an away draw against Athletic Bilbao. Well, they had a huge run of unbeaten games here. Beat Barcelona at Nou Camp 2-0. 3-3 draw against Malaga. The next defeat came on the 2nd of May. That was against Sevilla. So they only lost 4 games all season, which is actually excellent. So it looks like they've done very well in that respect. Super Cup we've already seen. And the Super Cup, we know they lost that. How did they do in the Club World Cup? They won the Club World Cup as well, so they're officially the best club football club in the world, beating Cruz Azul in the final. So let's have a look now at the Copa del Rey. They won that as well, 3-1 against Athletic Bilbao in the final. And we know they won the Champions League. The only game they lost was in the semi-final against Atletico Madrid, losing 2-1, but then beating them 2-0 in the second leg at home. Beat Juventus in the final. Their group consisted of Juventus, Sporting Lisbon, and Steaua Bucharest. So they faced the same team in the final as they did in their group as well. Max Cruz with a goal, Ronaldo with the other goal in that game. In the final, Ronaldo scored the only goal. So how many trophies did Real Madrid win this season? Okay, so they won that. So it's 1, 2, runner-up in the Super Cup, 3, 4, 5. So Real Madrid won 5 trophies this season, absolutely dominating everything. The only thing they didn't win was the Super Cup, which Sevilla won. So almost as good as the 6 Cups Barcelona from 2009, I think it was. But yeah, they won everything pretty much, Real Madrid, apart from the Super Cup. They did win everything else. That's mental. Okay, so how are their players? So let's look at Danilo first of all. Where is he? Here he is. He's unhappy. So that tells me he hasn't been played very much. Oh god. Okay, he only played 6 times. One of those was from the bench in the league. Averaged 6.42. Can we see his form? We can. So a lot of the time he spent on the bench. But yeah, the game against Atletico Madrid did okay there though. 6.5 against Sevilla, 6.4, 6.3. And those are just 4 games. Played some games for Brazil. So according to this, he only had 4 appearances. So where were the other ones then? Unless that doesn't count all of them, I don't know. But that's really disappointing. So they must have kept faith with Carvajal and Arbeloa. Let's go to overall stats. So Carvajal played 54 games, 2 of which were from the bench. Let's go to Real Madrid's transfers and see what they did here. So they sold Arbeloa as well. He went to Chelsea for 1 million. So he did go back to the Premier League. But their other signings, they signed Musacchio from Villarreal, Abate from AC Milan. So that's another right back that seems to they've bought, isn't he? He's a right back. So even though I gave them Danilo, they still signed Abate. And then they signed Max Cruz from Mönchengladbach. Outgoings, Arbeloa went to Chelsea. Sami Khedira went to Paris Saint-Germain. And then 2 loan deals, as you can see there. That's disappointing. I'm disappointed by that news, which tells me that he won't last very long there. So appearances. So Ronaldo played 64 games this season, which is absolutely mental. How has he not had any rests? Are there any games that he's missed? Form. He was suspended for 1 match. Did he get a red card or something? It might have been too many yellows. Oh, you can't see every game, it seems. What about stats? Can we see stats? I don't know. But yeah, Ronaldo, it looks like he played pretty much every game. Let's go back to the squad and see who else played. So Ramos played loads as well. So top scorer, Ronaldo scored 47 goals in all competitions. 29 came in the league, 10 came in the Champions League, 8 in cup games. Wow, okay. No sign of him leaving the club anytime soon then. Max Cruz looks to have been an excellent signing with 18 goals from 53 games. Only 20 of them starts though, so a lot of appearances from the bench for Max Cruz. Jimmy Rodriguez, who is injured at the moment, is that serious? It looks like it has been serious. It's a torn calf muscle, and usually that's 4 months, so it looks like he may be partway through his injury. Gareth Bale with 16 goals, not too bad there. Benzema also in double figures with 11. Isco scored 9. He's wanted by some clubs though, so he could go in the summer. Luka Modric with a few goals as well. Hernandez only started 2 games, so his loan spell from Man United doesn't seem to have worked in his favour. Still managed to get 4 goals though, and then a lot of other players getting some goals here and there. Top assists, Modric with 19 assists, no surprise there. Actually, in last year's Football Manager, my Liverpool save, and Modric won the Ballon d'Or, which is actually mental. Really pleased that happened. It's quite funny. Ronaldo, 12 man of the match appearances, man of the match awards, not surprising. Best tackler was Kroos, best passer was Kroos, best tackler was Varane, who's just coming back from an injury himself. Another torn calf muscle, so he might have been out for a while. He's only played 17 times, Varane. That's quite not a lot of times. So has he had like a plague of injuries? Oh wow, okay, that's a lot of injuries. So going back to July 2014. 9 days for a gashed leg, 10 days for a thigh strain, 4 weeks with a hernia, 3 weeks with a pulled hamstring, and 4 weeks with a fractured jaw. And then he's just been run out for 3 months with a torn calf muscle. Not a great time for Varane. Dribbles, Ronaldo were just over 3. Mid-ran, 8 appearances off the bench, managed to score with, hit at the target with every shot. Carvajal had 20 yellow cards. Pepe got sent off 6 times in the season. Oh my god, that 6 red cards. That's mental. 6. I know he's a dirty player, but come on. James Rodriguez was the best performer on average with a 7.91. Ronaldo with a 7.66. Ramos with a 7.76. So very good season for Real Madrid. Not so much for Danilo though. I'm wondering how much longer he'll be at the club and if he even goes next season. And if that does happen, I'll have to cut this short, and it's going to be a great experiment. But we'll see how we do, and we'll see how they do. And well, if Danilo leaves the club in this upcoming window, then I'll end it here. Let's see what happens though. Okay guys, season 2 is over. I went to the end of the first transfer window and Danilo is still there, so I'm hoping he is still there now. He hasn't left in January. No, he is still at Real Madrid, and well, he's no longer unhappy, so that tells me that maybe he got some games this season. He got a few more games, that's good to see. Averaged a bit better as well. He got 21 appearances in the league. 15 of those were starts, 6 were from the bench. Played 4 cup games and played 6 European games. 4 of those were from the bench. Hasn't done great. He's been, pretty average performer. Continental-wise, hasn't been playing very well. But 6.7 is bang average. That's what every player starts with at the start of every game. So a very, very average performance in his 21 games. How have Real Madrid done in all of their things? Oh god, wow. I was not expecting that. Real Madrid won 5 trophies last season. This season they finished in 5th place. 68 points, level on points with Villarreal. More goal difference though. Why is that? That's really confusing. Unless do they do it differently out there? Let me go on rules. Oh, so it goes head to head first. They must have lost against Villarreal at some point. But superior goal difference, 5th place. Wow. Barcelona won it with 88 points. 16 points back to 2nd place Atletico. Valencia came 3rd. Villarreal 4th. Real Madrid 5th. Sociedad and Sevilla round out the Europa League places. Rayo Vallecano, Las Palmas and Valladolid are the relegated teams. I did not expect that at all. 5th place. Right, so, and Champions League made it to the quarter-finals. Their group was Ajax, Shakhtar Donetsk and Fenerbahce. Pretty favourable group. Not difficult, No, not easy, but favourable. They beat Man United in the last 16, 3-2 on aggregate after a goalless draw at Old Trafford. And then Chelsea, they lost 5-1 on aggregate, 2-0 defeat away from home. Hazard and Ramirez with the goals. They also got a red card for Azpilicueta. And they lost 3-1 at the Bernabeu. Gareth Bale put them in front, but Costa with 2 goals in each half, with a goal in each half, and a Hazard penalty knocked Real Madrid out. How was their La Liga campaign? Again, unbeaten in the first 5. Their first defeat came at home to Elche. That's got to be painful. And then they lost at home to Villarreal and at home to Barcelona. And they lost to Eibar. Silly defeats here and there. Home draw. Defeat to Malaga, defeat to Villarreal. Defeat to Barcelona again. So Barcelona did double over them this season. Lost at home to Athletic Bilbao as well. A lot of draws and some silly defeats, and that is what has cost Real Madrid Champions League football. I can't believe I'm saying that. They won the Super Cup, though. Villarreal won the Europa League last season, and Real Madrid beat them in the Super Cup final. How about the Super Copa? It looks like they lost that to Athletic Bilbao, who won 3-0 away from home. They lost 2-0. Well, they beaten 2-0 at the Bernabeu, so I think that's an aggregate loss. Club World Cup, they won that again. They beat Atletico Mineiro in the final, and they beat Vancouver as well. How about the Copa del Rey? They won that. They beat Atletico Madrid 2-0 in the final. So still a couple of trophies for Real Madrid, but that is a terrible league performance. So Barcelona won the Champions League. So still 1, 2, 3 trophies, but not the trophies they wanted really. So that's a shame. Who have they brought in and out? Let's see. They bought Ricardo Rodriguez from Wolfsburg. He's a left back. Carlos Vela from Sociedad. Yusuf Malumbu from West Brom. That's an odd signing. And Peleo Suarez from Sevilla Atletico. 17-year-old defender. One for the future, you'd think. Few players released. None there that I really recognise. Nacho got sold to Valencia. Asensio went to Marseille on loan. Casemiro got sold. It's Jose Rodriguez. I thought they sell James there. Suarez went on loan straight away after his signing. So no, Jose and Nacho and Casemiro are the only actual team players that went away full time. Let's look at the players now. So appearances. Again, Ronaldo played 58 times this time around. 38 goals in all competitions, not as many as before. And 25 goals in the league, but a better rating, so that's alright for him. Benzema with 17, Rodriguez with 11, Vela with 9, Isco with 9, Bale 9, Cruz 8, a few people on 4, and there's Malumbu got 2 goals, and then 3 players that got a goal each. Modric, top assist maker again, 18. Ramos with 10 man of the match awards, that's a good one there. 90% pass completion rate by Toni Kroos. Average of 6 tackles a game by Varane, who's injured again. Cruciate ligaments now. Goodness, that is terrible. So, from the torn calf muscle last season, he had a damaged elbow and a concussion. And damaged cruciate ligaments. He's been out for 7 weeks with them. And he's going to be out for another 5 to 7 months. This has been a dreadful time for Varane. What was I looking at? Oh, yeah. So, dribbles. 4 dribbles for Vela. 100% shot on target rate for Martin Odegaard. He started playing now. Got a couple of goals this season for the C team. Played a couple of times for the senior team and 6 times before. Went to Real Madrid, of course, from Stromsgodset. Ilera Mendes wanted by some people. Yellow card, Ramos with 22. Carvajal had 8 red cards. So Pepe with 6 last one I thought was bad. Danny Carvajal got sent off 8 times this season. 6 in the league, 2 in the cup. That's mental. And that's probably the only reason that that Danilo played games. What happened to Abate? Because they bought Abate, didn't they? I'm sure they did. Ignacio Abate. So he's gone to Castilla. That's the B team, isn't it? Why is he playing for them? I don't understand that. He played 12 times, so I understand, yeah, Carvajal played games. So maybe he's ousted Abate as Danilo. That's maybe why he played a few more games. So maybe the future's a bit brighter for him. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to skip ahead to 2019. See if he's still there after 3 years. If he does go, then I will leave it when he leaves. But if he stays until 2019, that would amaze me. And hopefully Real Madrid can get back up the league and win some more leagues, because I can't believe they finished 5th. That's absolutely mental. So I'll see you either in 2019 or once Danilo has left the club. Alrighty guys, I was intending to go up to 2019, but it's May 2018, which means that Danilo is no longer at the club. If we have a look, let's scroll down and find him. Here he is, Danilo. He's at Zenit. His value is the same. He actually, when he signed for Real Madrid this week, signed a 6-year contract. I think that would start on July 2015, so it would be a contract until 2021. He signed a deal with Zenit to run out in 2022. He signed it on February 4th, 2018, so it was a January transfer window signing, and they paid 2.7 million for him, which is a huge loss. Did not play many games at all for Real Madrid. As we said, 6 in his first season, 21 in his 21 league games in his second season. His third season, again, he only played 6, 5 starts, 1 from the bench. And then this most recent season, halfway through the season, he'd only played 4. So didn't play as much as he would have liked. How have Real Madrid done in the league? Well, let's go to... This is where they finished 5th, wasn't it? So they won, then they finished 5th. Season after that, runners up to Barcelona by 5 points. And then this past season, they won it by 6 points, beating Barcelona. So that's them. Let's look at their fixtures and results. If we go back to 2016-2017. So, Super Cup, they won in it this year. La Liga, how did they do? Lost their first match against Atletico, lost to Barcelona in El Clasico. Huge unbeaten run before losing to Real Betis. Another loss to Valencia and a defeat to Levante. And then they finished runners up, so it wasn't terrible for them. Supercopa, because they won the Copa del Rey, they lost. They beat Barcelona 2-1 in the first leg, but lost 3-1, so they lose that, I think. Champions League, they weren't in it because they finished 5th. Copa del Rey, they lost in the semi-finals to Sociedad. Club World Cup, they went in. Europa League, they got knocked out by Lazio in the last 16. Who actually won that? Liverpool won it on penalties against Leverkusen. That's nice. It is nice. My team. Right, and then this past season, Copa del Rey. They got to the quarterfinals. They lost to Barcelona. Club World Cup, they went in. Copa del Rey, quarterfinals to Barcelona. Champions League. Went out in the group stage. What? How did they go out in the group stage? Winning 4 matches as well. So 12, 13 points and they went out. Let me see this group. Alright, I made a bit of a mistake there. So this is where we were. Yeah, I audacity crashed. I almost lost it then. I almost lost all of this. But luckily, I managed to recover it. So this is where I was, I think. So I thought Real Madrid went out in the group stage, but for some reason, I think I'd changed the ordering or something. They went out in the last 16 to Man United. And the only other thing they would have been in was La Liga, where they were unbeaten in their first few games. First 6, lost to Granada, unbeaten in all of them. And then 2 on the trot against Rayo Vallecano and Villarreal. And that's it. And they won that, didn't they? So that's it, I think. Anything else to look at? Let's look at their players. Ronaldo with 27 goals this past season. Benzema with 8. So that's that. So I need to sort of end this quickly because people are starting to go to bed and stuff. So Danilo went to Zenit and didn't play a lot of games. Did he play some games for Brazil? Let me see if he played for Brazil. Yeah, 8 games, average 6.73, so average. But his best rating was 7.8, and that was what looked like there was a friendly against Egypt. So he got some international appearances, which is okay. Was that his first 8? Has he had any more caps since then? Only 14 caps, so there'll be a lot more to come, I'm sure. And he's playing with Zenit now, so maybe he'll get some more games with them. But I'm going to end this off here, guys. If you have any suggestions for scenarios or situations you want to see, put them in the comments. They could be anything from players moving to other clubs. They could be things that are either going to happen in the summer, done deals. or things you want to see. You know, you might want to see one of your favourite players come to a certain club. And then managers as well. If you want to see a manager go to a different club, then give me things like that. For example, last week I put Sam Allardyce in charge of Sunderland. Got sacked after a couple of seasons, but or did he leave? No, I think he just left to join someone else. I'm trying to do one as well where I move a country to a different continent in a different tournament, but it doesn't work very well because it keeps crashing. I tried moving England into the Copa America, but it crashed like every time. If you know a way to get around that, let me know. But I'm going to end this off here, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.